staying in D.C., where Mayor Muriel Bowser is defending herself against critics who are questioning her decision to take a work trip to Dubai last week. And, of course, that trip comes amid a violent rise in violence across the city. The D.C. Council also holding hearings on the mayor's crime bill and, obviously, the massive surge in the crime in D.C. Fox 5's Tom Fitzgerald asked her today about this. What did she say, Fitz?
Yeah, well, the mayor was actually engaged in an effort to highlight the start of Black Restaurant Owners Week. However, when the mayor began asking questions, those questions quickly turned to where she was last week when her Addressing Crime Now Act was actually having its hearing here at the Wilson Building before the D.C. Council. The mayor was not here in the district. In fact, she was halfway around the world in Dubai attending a United Nations climate conference as part of a delegation from the U.S. Conference of Mayors. Now, we asked her today whether or not she has heard any of the criticism that has floated up since word got out that she was not here in the nation's capital as this important crime legislation was being heard. The mayor rebuked a lot of that criticism today, said she was in touch with her staff, and this is what she had to say.
This is what I know about my job as mayor. It's many-fold. And the first thing is that I have a great team. So no matter where I am, my team is working and always in touch with me at a moment's notice. And it was no different on this trip.
Okay, so once again, tell us the reason why the mayor went on this trip, Tom.
Well, the mayor is part of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and, you know, as a part of that delegation, she said it was important not only to deal with climate change at this conference, but she said she was also engaged in, you know, some business on behalf of the district. But look, you know, you don't have to go very far to talk to people that said that, you know, at a time when the city is involved in this crisis of crime, that, you know, she may have been better served staying here in the District of Columbia. One of the people who was saying that is D.C. Councilman Robert White. Fox 5 spoke with him today. You'll hear that interview later on. And what the council member told Fox 5 was that, in his view, this is a question of leadership, in his words, and he says optics matter. But he says it's also a fact that optics only go so far, that they have to have a police force that's able to do its job. It has to have prosecutors that are prosecuting criminals, and it also has to have a 911 system in this city that's operating properly so that when people call for help, they get help.
All right, Tom Fitzgerald for us, asking the mayor some tough questions that it didn't seem like she quite answered, and she thought that maybe the other leaders on her team were sufficient enough to guide. But the truth is that she's a three-time mayor, and this is probably the second time in her mayorship since she first started back in 2014, where we are seeing just incredible and tragic numbers as it relates to crime. Unfortunately, not something that she wants to be too away from it and not have her pulse on what's going on. But I know you talk to people in D.C. Are they okay with this trip?
So, yeah, we went into the city. We went down to, I went to 14th and U. Let's get a real pulse of Washingtonians at the what we'll call the crossroads of the city. You go to 14th and U in the middle of the daytime, everybody's out there. And here's what they had to say.
You think that the mayor can help the crime come down?
No. I think we as a people should help the crime come down.
So her taking this trip, she should.
Only one person. She's only one person. Her taking that trip, even if she was still here, the crime would still be doing the thing, because she can't be out here by herself, protecting everybody by herself. Because people will still do what they do, whether she's here or not.
It's part of her job to see what's going on in other areas and other communities and bring it back home and make it work here.
I'm saying she deserved to, you know, do her own thing too, man. I think, yeah, she needs to take care of the city and do what she got to do out here, but she needs a break too. She needs to release some stress as well. So I don't think her taking a trip to Dubai, I don't think it's bad.
And it was a work trip.
I don't know if it was work or not, but even if either way, it's good. You know, she can do what she got to do here, do what she got to do there.
I think that she probably needs to be doing more about crime. I think, well, the climate's incredibly important, and I know that conference was a big deal. I'd like to see her doing a little bit more about the crime, because I do feel like it's up. a little bit.
The crime is definitely up. Do you feel that if she were here, the crime would go down?
I don't know. I think there's whatever she's doing, I would say it's probably not working.
I think that's comparing apples and oranges because there's so many issues. Like crime is a completely separate issue than climate change. So I think that's a little bit disingenuous, kind of putting that on her.
So you still feel like she should have taken it and taken her leadership role, or should she stay here and worry about what's going on in our city?
But she's doing both anyway, either way. She got to do both. It's part of her job. That's the purpose of going out to places and explore. Climate change, real change, here change. It's the same.
So the people felt, you know, like
Pretty mixed, I would say, yeah,
mixed.
50-50.
She was doing her. Most of the people like she's doing her job. There were people that we didn't get on. They're like she's doing her job, and mayors and politicians do this. People started touting other politicians, local politicians who were taking trips. We didn't put that in, but there you have it.
Okay, well, we here on the DMV Zone have many times before invited Mayor Bowser to join us live on the DMV Zone any time of the week to discuss this topic. And, of course, we're also putting up this Instapoll question here. Was the D.C. mayor's trip to Dubai appropriate amidst the crime? 93% of you right now voting no, so very different as to what you got there at 14th and U. Regardless, we have invited the mayor here on the DMV Zone. We hope to get a response maybe sometime today. She's still not responded. But again, hopefully she will come back on sometime this week.
Did y'all put my name in? Hit her with put Joe Claire's name on the bottom of that. You might get a better response.